I'm here at our first 7-on-7 camp. Had a good turnout. About 12 teams came, and we like that number. We like anywhere between 8 and 12. We can pay more attention to everybody. Teams are bringing their skill guys to compete in the 7-on-7, but also their offensive linemen are here to learn and to compete, which is nice. So coach can bring his whole team and get a chance to get everybody some work. So I've been doing this format for a while and really like it as part of the camp cycle.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on not having a bunch of teams on one day? I mean, why you like that?
Well, let's say you have 40 teams in one day, I think you can manage it as far as field space and getting games and all that. But like me as a coach here at Miami, I'd like to see as many players as I can see. I'd like to meet every high school coach. I'd like to spend time with him and thank him for coming and all that. If you get 40, it's hard to manage that many people in one day. So by going smaller and instead of doing one huge one, like we were scheduled to do 5. So now you got, every day is a tournament within itself. The winning team does get an award, for winning the event. But in the meantime, it's a smaller group of guys. It's just like if you're gonna go in the weight room and you got one strength coach for 100 guys, it's hard to get that personalized attention. But if you bring in kids 20 at a time, you got 5 coaches and you got 4 players per coach like we do it. That's the individual attention that you want to have. It's the same thing here. We don't want to have so many guys that it's just you don't even know where everybody is, so to speak.
Just now that May is complete with that evaluation period with spring ball down here, just how would you say that went for you guys?
It went great. We had 168 days like everybody else, or 168 opportunities for our coaches to get out and see kids in their element, see them, get their transcripts, watch their practices, watch their whatever drills the coaches might be doing on any given day. In reality, it's like 168 satellite camps, quite frankly. You're going and watching them, and you're watching them in their, like I'm saying, in their element. Like even this, if you bring guys to camp and you're teaching routes and you're teaching throwing and you're teaching all this stuff, then there's a thought process that kind of slows them down a little bit. But when you let them run their system, offense, defense, and you see them play fast, you see their talent flow. And so I like that.
Speaking of satellite camps, what went into the decision not to do camps off campus?
I really believe that if a young man wants to come to Miami, he'll come see us. And I don't want to wear my coaching staff out. Like I said, we had 168 opportunities to go see everybody we thought we needed to see, and we did that. And then we've invited guys to come see us at these camps and just throughout the summer on unofficial visits, and a bunch of them are coming. And I've learned over the years that if you don't get them on your own campus, the chance of you getting them is pretty slim.
Can you walk us through a little bit what you do with them besides the 7-on-7? Do you meet with them, talk about the program, all these teams, anything like that?
Well, we don't transition into an unofficial visit with every guy, but there'll be certain guys that he'll transition into an unofficial visit once camp ends. But mostly, when you bring a team, like if you're trying, even 12 teams, if you're trying to manage that many teams on an unofficial visit, it's really probably too many. And a lot of times the coaches want to get in, get their competition, get the instruction, and then go on down the road. That's part of the reason why we try to end it somewhere around 2 o'clock where everybody can keep that. And the other reason is weather. Most thunderstorms are in the afternoon, so that's a little bit of 2-part deal there.
How much of these camps are about evaluation? How much is cultivating the relationships with these high school staff?
It's instruction. It's the ability to evaluate. It's the ability to create relationships. There'll be parents and prospects that we know we're very interested in. We'll have a chance to sit down and talk to them and get to know them better. Let them give us. They love coming watching their kids compete. Well, while they're here, we get a chance to say hello and all that kind of thing, and then we get a chance to the camp's over to maybe do more of an unofficial visit type thing.
How happy are you generally with the reception your staff's gotten from
It's been great.
areas?
It's been great. I've heard nothing but outstanding reviews. I'll have coaches text me after some of our coaches go to their campus and just say, "Hey, Ron Dugan just came through and coach, direction of your program. I get that on all of them, even my own son. But we've been very well received. I got out on the road during the contact period in January to a lot of the schools as well. Obviously seeing guys that we had committed and guys we were trying to recruit, but also just going to schools that have 2017s, 18s, and beyond. And so I got a chance to meet a lot of coaches there. We did clinics in Palm Beach, Broward, and Dade, coaches clinics in the spring, and we met a lot of coaches there. We had coaches come visit us. We call it Cane Talk on Wednesday nights. Allowed coaches to come in and talk ball. And then like today, the coaches today, I just said, if you ever want to come on our campus, just give us a little heads up and come on. We'll talk ball. We'll do whatever you want.
Can you speak on your general philosophy on offers? It seems like you guys are making a concentrated effort on maybe the guys that you actually want, as opposed to casting a big net and that kind of thing. Why?
Well, if you cast, when you offer a guy a scholarship and he commits, I don't want to turn around and say, well, I don't want you anymore. I don't like that. I'm not saying things like that don't happen sometimes. Sometimes there's reasons for that. Sometimes there's an academic reason or a behavioral reason or something that happened that was just unforeseen. But as a policy, when we offer a guy, I want it to be one that we would accept if they chose to come. And that's a big part of it. And, I think a lot of schools, especially not at the stake, they can offer as many as they want. And if they don't take that kid that year, they don't have to come back to that school if they don't want to. I'm not saying everybody's doing it, but you'll see more out-of-state teams come in and offer just a boatload of guys. It's sorted out later. And I just want our evaluation process to really sound where that position coach wants it, that coordinator wants it, that coach wants it. I want that kid to know that we're sincere. So that's kind of how we're rolling right now.
It's been reported that you've pledged $1 million to the indoor practice facility. Can you just talk about your reasoning behind that, and are we any closer to an update?
Probably first is we need it. Second would probably be it's my alma mater. It's probably tied for first. Just being here, living it out, and knowing why it's so important. I'm serious about getting it done. We must get it done. We're going to get it done. And the other thing is, I want people to understand that I'm all in. I'm Miami. That's it for me. I'm not going anywhere else. This is where I want to finish my coaching career, and I want it to be great. And I'm willing to put resources there to say, hey, I'm in. I think it helps. I think it helps other donors see my commitment. I think it helps recruits see my commitment. I think it helps our current players, former players, alums say, hey, this guy is serious about trying to make this place the best it could possibly be.
Do you expect an announcement on that anytime soon, or is there still no timetable?
There's always a silent phase of giving, and we're in that right now. And then sooner or later, there'll be a time to come out with and it's something that might be more official as far as how far we've gotten, or a league gift or that kind of thing. We're not quite ready for that, but I'm hoping before camp starts, I mean, I'm talking about our 2 days, or hardly 2 days anymore, but, before the season begins.
And ideally, you guys would have a building built. How soon is this process
I don't know.
take?
I mean, by the grace of God, if we got a shovel in the ground at the end of this season, it'd be awesome. But I'm not going to sit here and say that the wheels can turn that fast, but it'd be wonderful if that could happen. And I just don't know. Every place is different when it comes to building and permitting and codes and all the things that have to get done to stick a shovel in the ground. So I can't make any promises on that, but if it doesn't happen, in a couple of years I'll be in the tank. You can quote me on that.
How are summer workouts going from what you guys are able to see? Yeah, what impresses you, I guess?
Well, I know Gus Felder, our head strength coach, is doing a phenomenal job with them. We're already seeing gains, whether it's gaining weight and muscle mass, or whether it's trimming down if the guy needs to trim. We've got a full-time nutritionist now who is helping our guys understand how to. We're feeding them extremely well over the summer, where I think in the past there was a little is more giving them money to eat on their own rather than say, hey, X amount of meals is non-negotiable. And so I think we're feeding them just a little bit different, and still allowing them to have some money in their pocket. And quite frankly, this summer, cost of attendance, which is now allowable, helps them to have some money in their pocket. So by feeding them more and using some of that money for their food, it still doesn't dry them up as far as some expendable cash. So that didn't exist last year. So I can understand why it was done the way it was done, because at Georgia for a while we were doing it that way. But what I found is those kids they're not responsible enough to eat the right things. They'll eat, really eat the right things that they need to fuel their body the way they should fuel it. And now that they have the education from our nutritionist and the fact that we have the meals we're providing for them, they can't hardly help but make the gains that we need. We must develop them once we get them.
All right, last question, guys. Do you have any update on Mark Walton's status?
Yeah, again on that, the only thing I'll ever say on that is when the time comes, I'll let everybody know. But he's still on the team. He's working out. He's going to school. And all that kind of thing. Anything beyond that, I'll let you know. Okay?
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
appreciate y'all coming.